Hello everybody, Michael here, and we just wrapped up our third full month of the Kindle Vella platform being available to US Amazon customers. And along with that, Amazon just sent out the fresh batch of emails detailing the dollar amounts that they're going to be giving authors for the third round of launch bonuses. Now this video is going to be fairly short because I don't really have anything else to say about Kindle Vella that I haven't already said in previous videos, but since I did kind of dive in and dissect those previous two launch bonuses that they gave out for the past 2 months, I thought I'd go ahead and just keep up with tradition and make a video on the third bonus as well, because honestly, once again, there is some really interesting things going on here, and I'll talk about a little bit at the end what I think might be happening as to why this bonus is a little bit lower, even though my numbers look very similar. Now, for a quick recap, the bonus that I got last month, which was for my story's performance in the month of August, was about $115, and that was with my story getting about 50 episodes read, and of those 50, only about 20 were actually locked episodes read, meaning that readers actually spent their tokens to read episodes. Because remember, Amazon gives every new user that signs up for the Vella platform 200 free tokens to kind of explore and get a feel for things. Which meant that when you take that 20 locked episodes and divide that by the number of episodes in my story, which is only 10, that basically means I only had 2 readers that actually paid money or tokens to read my entire story. So for that $115 bonus, that basically means for every full read of my story, I got about $57, which is absolutely crazy. And speaking about things getting crazy, when I look at the numbers for last month's performance and the bonus that I got for last month, things just fail to make sense even more than they have previously. So for the month of October, I actually had 45 total episodes read, which was slightly less than the month before, but I had 23 locked episodes read, which was a little more than the month before. So I'm just going to go ahead and call that a wash and basically say the months were absolutely identical in terms of overall performance on the Vella platform. But my bonus for the third month with almost identical stats was much less than before. The bonus I got for October was actually only $76 and some change. Now, I'm still not complaining because when you take the fact that I still essentially only had 2 people that paid to read the entire story, I'm still getting like $38 per total episode or per total story read, which is still ridiculous for something that I would probably just be charging 99 cents for on the regular Kindle store if I had published it just as a regular ebook. But when you compare the dollar amount for this month's bonus versus the dollar amount for the previous month's bonus and how much less it was, you just kind of have to scratch your head because the numbers would indicate that the bonus should be similar. But I do have a couple thoughts on this. First, it could just be the fact that the pool of stories on Kindle Vella is getting a lot larger as more and more authors are potentially publishing on the platform. And if Amazon is keeping up the tradition of giving launch bonuses to just about every author who's published a story, that basically mean that the total dollar amount that they've set aside for bonuses is going to have to get smaller for the individual because they're just dividing it out into smaller chunks to make everybody happy and give everybody a piece of the pie. Which is why I'm actually really curious to see what Amazon is going to do when they eventually, which I think is going to happen probably at the end of the year, transition away from giving out launch bonuses and revert back to something like they do with Kindle Unlimited and start only giving performance-based bonuses to the highest performing stories. I'd be very curious to see what those dollar amounts look like and also how many authors will actually receive them. The other possibility about why this bonus that I got this month was so much lower than the previous month, even though the episode reads were similar, could possibly be engagement. I've seen some comments from several of you on YouTube and also in some of the writers groups that I'm in where we believe that the story and episode engagement from the readers is actually a metric that Amazon is weighing very heavily into the bonuses. Things like the episode thumbs up and the number of readers who follow your story, and then also the number of readers who favorite your story. And I can completely believe this. I could see Amazon using that metric 100%. It would just be nice if they actually told us somewhere on the dashboard or in the email when we get the launch bonuses that this is how we're factoring it. In fact, I don't even see a way on my dashboard to look at the engagement statistics like the story likes and the reader follows broken down on a month-by-month basis. It just seems to be an overall running total that accumulates and the number just keeps growing with no way to look at it historically. So once again, while I am definitely confused, I'm also definitely not going to complain. This story that was basically a test for me in the Kindle Vella platform has made me some significant money, definitely more than I would have made, again, if it was a 99-cent story in the regular Kindle store. I would just like to get a firmer grasp on the numbers. That way, going forward, if I do decide to publish again, I know what kind of marketing push to make toward my readers for these types of stories. Also, one last thing to note, several of the social media groups for independent authors that I'm a part of were really excited about Vella in the beginning, back in the spring when Amazon first launched it or first announced it, and were sending out emails to authors asking them to get their stories ready. And over the last several months, I have seen the number of posts and conversations revolving around Vella get smaller and smaller and smaller. So I have to just kind of assume that based on what I'm seeing online, in terms of authors' engagement, I think that Vella is kind of dying on the vine in terms of anybody thinking that it's going to be a significant way to make any money. Now, again, once they transition away from launch bonuses and maybe go into some performance-based bonuses, and there is, I guess, big enticement to write a great story and really market it hard to get those bonuses, maybe things will turn back around. Maybe we'll see some more authors, jumping into Vella. But as of right now, it seems to have gotten kind of quiet. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Probably the last Kindle Vella video I'll make for a while, unless something interesting happens or I learn something new that I want to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button down below. It really does help me out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.